Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on a Sunday, the 22nd of August 2021, and we are back after a brief little break, and let's jump straight into a slightly streamlined edition of the NovaWrap. Alright, so let's get started with the sim of the hour, of course, with the Microsoft Flight Simulator with aircraft releases, and the team at DC Designs have released their latest aircraft for the sim with the release of their rendition of the F-14A and B Tomcat. Now, of course, the Tomcat is possibly the most, if not the most, then one of the most iconic modern naval aviation aircraft ever to grace the skies and grace carriers of the world. And of course, rising to popularity through films such as The Final Countdown and the inevitable Top Gun. So, with that one, expectations are kind of high with this, but I guess it's for me, I have had a chance to have a play with the preview version of the aircraft and looking forward to grabbing this final release version as well. And I must say, I am pretty damn impressed by it. The first thing probably should be noted, this is a custom, this is a fully native Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft. So this is not a port over from another platform. This is not a previous model or anything. This is a brand new rendition of the aircraft for the sim. Now it comes to us from DC Designs, who is known for providing us accessible content. It is not study level. So if you are somebody who expects that this is going to be the same aircraft that you find in DCS World, I am very sorry, you are going to be sorely disappointed, because that is not what this sim is about. But it still gives us an incredibly detailed aircraft rendition, both internally and externally, within the limitations of Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. So the model is very highly detailed, both externally and internally. It includes a variety of custom animations, includes just the basic a variable loadout that is defined by setting the weight. So if you set the weight for a Phoenix on the shoulder pylon, it will appear. If you set the weight for a AIM-7 Sparrow, it will appear. So it's great that that sort of functionality is there. And it does indeed give us accurate flight dynamics for both the F-14A and the F-14B, which are separate aircraft within this one package. As such, it gives both variances and differences between the internal and the external model, along with differences with the cockpits and also with their performance, particularly with the sound set and the actual performance of the TF-30 powered F-14A and the GE F-110 powered F-14B. It gives us a fully 3D virtual cockpit, 3D custom 3D animated gauges with a mixture of analog gauges and the sort of old school sort of TV style gauges as well. Includes both front and rear cockpit variants for both aircraft. However, the rear cockpit, while partially functional, obviously, in the real aircraft, it is the Rios, so it would require radar, stuff like that, which is something that we don't have in this sim at the moment. It does have a quasi sort of radar where it does link into the train system, so you can actually see some train elements and you see some elements that sort of borrowed from the code here. Is it an exact replication of the AWG9? No, it's not. But it gives us something reasonably accessible, and very well done for the fact that this is a non-combat flight simulator. It gives us, again, as I said, 3D model dialed, full whiskey compass, a variety of display screens based on the era of the aircraft. Includes the heads-up display, has a couple of different modes for this one. So by the default mode is more of a more modern HUD setup, or there's, if you put the decluttered mode on, it actually gets the more authentic F-14A experience of the very limited HUD. As I alluded to before, custom weapons options for that one as well, covering the air-to-air operational requirements of the F-14A and B, no bombcat stuff included. Includes a variety of custom-coded F-14 systems, including direct lift control, KDEC, and a basic ACLS system, all included and modeled as well. And one of the things that really, for me, really sort of put this one apart was the fact that during my preview flight of it, which you can check out currently, I think you can still check it out on Twitch, otherwise you can also check it out here on my YouTube channel as well, where I looked at it and I flew it, and I was able to induce a a compressor stall, a full compressor stall of one of the engines, and I'm not going to lie, that was terrifying. I've also seen it is possible to replicate a departure spin as well, which is a fatal, well, a potentially fatal experience for F-14 Tomcat pilots. So it is something to be really said that the flight modeling is done to that point. As I said before, I really want to stress this one, that this is not your DCS F-14 Tomcat. This is not something that has every single switch gauge and everything modeled. It is a very well modeled product, very well detailed product, but it is no DCS F-14, and it of course has a price point to reflect that as well. So this is coming in for $35 or your original equivalent, available now from Just Flight. Continuing on with aircraft releases, this time from developer Iris Simulations. So this week, their latest release for Microsoft Flight Simulator with the release of their Grob Tutor T1 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, this is previously the Iris Simulations had experience with the Grob, producing it for Prepared, and they have now brought their experience over to the new sim by creating this aircraft in a beautiful high detail for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is widely used for crew training, including widely used by the Royal Air Force University Air Squadrons and Air Experience flights, as well as the UK Air Training Corps, and is designed for pilot training as well as basic aerobatics as well. It is designed around, because it is a training aircraft, it has very robust landing gear and has a full combination cockpit included as well. So this aircraft, as I said, it's fairly unique with its so in a way it's not unique with the fact that it's sort of big broad wing, very docile, very easy handling with its fixed tricycle undercarriage. What makes it interesting in the training space, however, is that it's a side-by-side seater, which by itself is not that different. However, what it does have though is, instead of having the pilot on the left-hand position, which we might be more familiar with things like the Piper Arrow or with airliners or anything like that, the pilot in command is actually on the right-hand seat. Now, the reason for that is because this is designed around the purposes for military flight training, where the throttle control for military is on the left hand. So normally in sort of a normal GA aircraft, throttle control is on the right hand, but in military aircraft, your throttle control is on the left. So it means for easier transition for pilots moving to the fast jet curriculum. So this gives us a full custom classic sort of steam gauge variants. Variations you're not going to find glass cockpits in this aircraft, but does have a fully functional radar, so avionics and radio system, and custom coded 3D gauges included as well, with a highly detailed interior and exterior model with accurate flight performance based on the real aircraft. And you pick this one up for $15 or your original equivalent, available now from Iris Simulations. Continuing on with aircraft releases, the team at Big Radials released their latest release this week with the release of their Newport 17. So this is a really interesting biplane, but it's not just a biplane, it is a sesquiplane, which means that its lower wing is of half the area of its upper wing, which means that it is incredibly agile and incredibly nimble. So this was a World War I fighter, which would go on and see service post-war as well with a variety of air forces around the world. And this one comes to us with a highly detailed 3D, both internal and external model, with a couple of interesting little features and add-ons that are being used both internally and externally for this one. It comes with a highly detailed pilot model, as with a variety of custom liveries in 4K, along with sort of animated scarf for your pilot, as well as animated wing flags as well. So there's a lot of detail coming on from this new developer, that is for sure. Along with the highly detailed sort of accurate flight model that comes from the aircraft, as well as this accurate sort of very basic cockpit here. You're not going to find a glass here. There is some modern conveniences there with a hidden radio set for those who wish to utilize such things, such modern conveniences. Along with the aircraft as well, you also get one mission and one bush trip mission, as well as 2 landing challenges are also included with this aircraft as well. And you can pick this one up for $18 or your original equivalent, available now from Big Radials. Continuing on with aircraft releases, this time from developer Mario's Planes. So this week, their release of their rendition of the C22J Ventura for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Previously, the team have had experience releasing this for the legacy ESP platforms, and they've now brought it to life for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this was the last aircraft actually produced under the Caproni company name before it was merged with Sia Machete. It is a small jet aircraft powered by two small turbojets and designed as a military trainer and reconnaissance aircraft. The project was experimental. It was designed, had its origin roots in a glider, and had a very agile aerobatic performance to go with that as well. The project, however, did not proceed much beyond a prototype stage and a couple of prototypes, and it was then cancelled in favour of one of Sia Machete's earlier designs. But now we can still fly it in our flight simulation world, and it comes with a highly detailed 3D model, and is both internally and externally based off real aircraft engineering drawings and designs. And the aircraft has been designed with the aid of one of the lead engineers as well, along with helping to tune the flight model. And you pick this one up for $10 or your original equivalent, available from Mario's Planes. Sticking with aircraft of a kind, but moving on to the airliner world, and it's it's not aircraft, it's for aircraft. So from developer FS2 Crew, saw this week their latest product release, with them releasing their fly-by-wire A32NX Project Edition of their voice and button control for the freeware A320 project. So this gives, in line with many of their previous products, where you can actually sort of emulates having a co-pilot. Because of course, modern airliners are multi-crew airframes, and us flying at home are generally just doing it by ourselves. So it basically gives you a simulated first officer to assist you with your cockpit management. And this includes both voice control, button control, and with auto responses as well. And is designed to work with the fly-by-wire freeware A320NX, and it includes procedures modelled off the stock Airbus pilot operating handbook, including single engine taxi procedures after landing as well. Includes 3 different voice sets for the US, UK, and German voice sets as well. It's designed to be fully integrated with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, with a new audio system, a lot of new code and stuff like that. What I'm curious about, though, with this project is that the developer has said that this project is only suitable for the fly-by-wires A32NX. It is not compatible with the default A320. But if I want to pick this one up, this one's coming in normally at €40. Currently it is on a launch special for €20. So normally $45, currently on a launch special for $25, available now from FS2 Crew. Continuing on with MSFS releases, this time into World of Scenery. This time, Origami Studios have released their rendition of London Gatwick Airport. So it's sort of one of the the primary sort of small jet or sort of small airliner hubs for London travel. Includes a highly detailed rendition of the airport as it appears in 2020. Custom models for all airport buildings, including up-to-date airport ground layout and accurate signage. Custom accurately placed visual guidance stocking systems as well, with a variety of statics for custom animated jetways included as well. Now you can pick this one up for $16 or your original equivalent, available now from AnyBuilds. Moving out of MSFS and moving into the world of X-Plane. So we saw this week from developer Vertical Sims, saw them re-release their Baltimore International Airport. Baltimore-Washington International Airport this week. So this is interesting. This is a reboot of their previous release of KBWI. This is an update, includes performance and texture updates to provide PBR texturing, to re-optimize for use with the Vulkan rendering engine now used by X-Plane 11, with updated 3D mesh or custom 3D mesh for the airport and the airport surrounding areas as well. Includes access to updated color corrected satellite imagery if you're not using their VStates Ortho product as well. Custom taxi routes, night lighting, terminal layouts updated for 2021. What's interesting though is that, as I said, this is a paid upgrade for those who have who previously have it. So if you're a new user, you're looking at $25 for this one from developer. If you're a existing user of the previous version, you've got a 60-70% discount. So you paid about $8. I think you pay $8 for it. So yeah, it's just interesting that they've added the professional tag, but it's much like what Aerosoft do. They add the professional tag on the end as to signify stuff that Aerosoft did for Prepared v4.5 and Prepared v5, and then they charge you again for it. Mixed thoughts about it. Your mileage may vary. Up to you what you think of that. As I said, coming in for $25 for new users, $8 for update users. Available now from Vertical Sims. Continue on with airport releases for Explain 11, with the team at Boundless releasing their rendition of London Southend Airport for Explain 11. This gives up-to-date layout of the airport as it appears at the end of 2020, with custom 4K PBR textures, ground textures, and poly used throughout. Full high-definition PBR static aircraft for both GA and airline operations, with custom ortho imagery for the airport and surrounding areas included as well, with custom all airport buildings modelled, as well as the nearby retail park and golf course also included as well, with animated custom trains at the nearby train station feeding the airport as well. And you can pick this one up for $25 or your original equivalent, available now from AnyBuilds. Moving out of the flight simulation world and moving into the world of the racetrack, saw this week the release of the new motorbike racing simulator of Rims Racing. So this is a brand new series as far as I'm aware. I don't see of anything of sort of like a previous series for this one. And this one touts itself as being the most accurate in terms of its physics, for its ride physics, which I've got to admit would obviously be a challenge for when we're sitting behind a controller. There's very little, there's a bit of information about here, not a great deal, so I'll sort of just give you a bit of a summary here, but essentially it goes through a custom models for, obviously, custom performance models for each bike, with custom component information as well. So you can actually customize your bike, including change a variety of parts, with over 500 parts included with the game, as well as your bikes included, so you just swap out various parts of your bikes as well. You can analyze your performance, go through, as I said, apparently prides itself on its realistic physics, with a range of iconic circuits, including 10 circuits are included, including Silverstone, Laguna Seca, Suzuka, Nuremberg Ring, and Paul Ricard. If you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for a variety of editions. You can pick up the base edition. You can also get a European manufacturer's edition, which include a variety of additional bikes from European manufacturers, or Japanese manufacturer's edition, funnily enough, including Japanese bikes, or you can buy the Ultimate Edition that includes the lot. But the base package starts from $45 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Sticking with two wheels, Ride 4 saw their latest release of their latest DLC pack with their Naked Japan style pack by adding in 5 additional bikes and 10 extra events. So this one you get, the new bikes that you get are the Yamaha XSR 900, the Honda CBR 1000R 2019, and the 2019 Racing Modified version, the Suzuki GSX S 1000 ABS, and the Kawasaki Z1000 are your new bikes for this one. And you can pick this one up for $5 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that now rounds out the NovaWrap. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.